Free disclaimer. Hello everyone, and for this video, this is the Beyblade X episode review. Now, before I continue with the video, mallofbays.com. We do have Beyblade X stuff and some Beyblade stuff of the past. Make sure to check it out because it is an optional way to support the channel. I appreciate any support regardless. And with that being said, let us get started with talking about this episode. So, this episode is like Multi versus Uni, but they expand on it quite a bit, making it a little bit more interesting. It's like this idea, whoever loses, because they're both, it's like an influencer battle, they have to retire. You know, I like the idea of this episode, just like a battle of the influencers. So, obviously, they have their fans clashing at the start. So you do get kind of a lot of Uni's past, basically. You basically kind of see how famous and popular she is in the store, how she's connecting with her customers. She's like a fashion expert too, and Byrne approaches her, obviously, to recruit her. And you basically do get, like, when I say some of the past, like, for an example, like, in this business place, whatever, like, her business guy just collapses, and she basically picks up Isbay and battles for them, and then after defeats the other businessmen, the other business pros, bladers, with a wizard arrow. I keep forgetting that the generics are wizard arrow and sharkage, so it just feels very weird just seeing it, because it's always like the same colors they pick for the generic stuff. But you basically see that in this, you know, in part of the episode, you basically see that she does have a talent for Beyblade, and she does kind of have a passion for it. But I think the idea with this episode is just kind of, you know, how strong is the passion, you know, like in like loving Beyblade, right? So basically, when this battle starts, this is definitely a reused shot. If it's not, someone correct me, because it feels like it is. I know this one is reused, I'm pretty sure, when she switches. And yeah, so the interesting stuff with how they adapt to the Uni material is kind of just giving her like a backstory and an actual character. Like, I know in this section, like they use similar parts of the manga, but I do like so much in this episode in particular. I think the storyboarding is really, really, really good. And I like how, even though they're using kind of, you know, references of the manga, I feel it's utilized in a different way where it's cool to see, because obviously there's more characterization for Uni. So this is like, in the context of this, by the way, because this technically is dragged on, this is okay. And actually, this is, you have a lot stronger of a case for Uni for this solo episode than you really do for the last one of Bird solving the stuff, because it was I felt like last episode was a little bit dragged out. But essentially what happens in this battle is that, well, she's basically getting points off of Multi. Eventually Multi starts to get points back on her, and she's basically mentioned this whole thing of cosplaying. Multi just has like you know, that's like her thing, right? She likes to cosplay a lot, have all these outfits, and she has like a passion for this stuff. So you see a little bit of a flashback to kind of when she's at her school, where other girls are just scoffing at them enjoying Beyblade, which they are missing out. But you basically see that Multi has her Beyblade stuff, but she decides to put it to the side. And I do like the focus on this episode of just like reigniting kind of this love and passion for it, and really just trying to basically dissect Uni and like how she views Beyblade, and I like that quite a bit. And so basically in this episode, because Multi is a pro, right, she's adapting more and more and more. So you see through, even though she lost like the first two, then after, okay, the next one she gets, the next one after that, the next one after that, right? And it's basically this thing where she's like, she's trying to catch up with her. And I do like that, even though, again, in the context of here, you know, obviously Team Persona is very strong with Common X and Multi, but I feel it works very strong in this case, and it at least, even though we see these characters that are winning, right? Like, she now wins by a burst finish, and then after, now she's catching up quite a bit in the points. I think before it was like, it was 2 points, then 1 point, and then after 2 points now with the burst. And you get a flashback to when she's playing with her friend, really enjoying Beyblade. So she's going at it with the extreme dash, but Multi counters back, and then after she gets all the points to win. But what I like about this episode, right, and what I really like about it, it's like, it's basically what I've been saying. Like, she's like, oh, well, actually, I really do love Beyblade. I really do love playing with Beyblade and enjoying it. And I think, like, battling with Multi really just made her, like, realize that. Because obviously there are points in YUNI'S life where she really did enjoy Beyblade, and other times when she put it to the side, but, like, she realized, no, you wanna know what? Like, I really just I love and enjoy the hobby of Beyblade. I think it's a nice thing. It's a nice thing. So she really does admire Multi. They're stalling for Burn, which he does appear next week. This shot is, you know, at the end of this episode. This one, oh gosh, oh god, that's I don't know about that one. But we do get a similar kind of storyboarding idea to that one episode of, like, the Phoenix Feather one, kind of like this horror thing. And they do seemingly adapt the manga kind of quite a bit for that section. Because they did, like, the whole thing with, like, the eyes and whatever. But, you know, at least my thoughts on this episode. I think this episode, you know, it does a really good job on, like, really kind of selling you on YUNI'S character and kind of who she is, like, a blader. And I feel that's, like, the strongest part for this, right? And I enjoy it quite a bit. So for my overall ratings, what did I say? I said the story, like, listen, if the original one was, like, nothing to go by, and this one is, like, an entire backstory and a fleshed out character, I just said 5. Now, art, I don't think the actual art itself was, like, something crazy on model or all that stuff, or, you know, visually, you know, that, like, crazy good or whatever, but I thought the storyboarding was really good, so I said, for the actual story itself, for what it was told, a 5. For the actual art, I gave a 4. Animation, we just go with the basic 3. Battle, I said 4, and the reason why I said 4 is that, like, the battle itself was all too, like, crazy, but I think the context of the battle really makes it a lot stronger, like, all the story to it. CG, I said, was basic, you know, it was basic 3, and characterization, I give a 5, because you have to at that point. I think so, this is probably one of the strongest episodes for X, just because it really does well with the storyboarding, but, like, overall with everything together. Like, everything overall together, I feel, is very consistent for it. So, yeah, if X can continue this regard, we'll see, we'll see. I hope the Burn episode is good. I really hope they're putting all, like, all the love into that one, because that's, like, the really big one for this part of the season, and if it's just okay, I'll be a little bit disappointed. I really hope they kind of put a lot into it, but, you know, obviously, you know, I guess if the circumstance just doesn't allow it, then it'll be a damn shame, but, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for this video. That's all I have to say, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. What did you think of this episode, and, yeah. I really want to see how they adapt a lot of the material, because there are things like this where when they're adapting stuff, it's like, this is actually really good, and then after there are other episodes when they adapt stuff where it's like, this does not feel adapted that well. So, you know, it depends. But thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, and bye.